Good morning, everybody. I am wearing my positive energy shirt today because it's what I'm trying to have today. Been feeling kind of run down lately. Some of it is because I've been kind of relaxed on going to the gym. I haven't got outdoors as much as typical. And so I got to preface this by saying that I eat now primarily vegetarian. I don't throw a lot of meat in there. When I do, it's typically either the easy to use canned chicken or tuna or sardines, basically, in water, not in oil, because the oil they use is almost always canola. It's not pure virgin olive oil. I cook primarily with walnut oil, coconut oil, real butter. I don't use any seed oils. My roommate, when she cooks, has a tendency to use mazola and canola oils. So if I do eat at home, I am getting that. But I kind of take that hit because she's gone through the effort of cooking, and because of the fact that I've been eating as clean as I do, I take the hit. You know, just like if I go to Pita Jungle and eat a perfectly good, healthy meal, I'll still have a beer because I want a beer, you know? So I don't eat completely clean, but I'm trying to decide if I'm going to get even more strict on myself, because I've noticed a lot of improvements in a lot of ways, but I've also noticed some nosediving in some other ways. I have not been consistent in taking my supplements daily. I need to get one of those old person pill boxes so I can put my dailies in that instead of friggin' Ziploc bags. But yeah, I've just been feeling kind of run down. Now, I drink a lot of mullein for tea. I drink a lot of dandelion for tea. Sometimes I combine the two. Sometimes I'll take dandelion and mint tea. Sometimes I'll do mullein and mint tea. Once or twice a week, I will put a drop or two of oregano oil in it. Now, oregano oil is a very strong item. When they condense, and I get cold pressed, so it's like the purest you can get, and it's an ounce for $35 but that bottle lasts for fucking ever, because you take a drop, it's like you're eating a whole oregano bush. I mean, it really is literally that concentrated. So like today, I don't do it but twice a week, because if you have too much oregano oil, it can become toxic because your filtration system won't filter it as well, especially if you do things like eat a lot of sugar and drink soda and all that. Your organs are not going to filter nearly as good. So I do not drink any soda anymore. I do not use table sugar unless it's coincidentally in food I eat outside of the house. I make a very conscious effort to keep that stuff to a minimum. So the oregano oil that I use has much more of a therapeutic effect, and I keep it to twice a week because of the fact that it can constipate you. That's a very important thing to know when considering oregano oils or other herbal essential oils, is that they can, in an extended quantity, have parasitic effects on your body. Now, oregano oil is known to have a lot of benefits. I'm not going to list them out here. You can get online and look them up yourself. And I will tell you, though, that a lot of that is true. I will tell you, though, that when you run cleaner, if you have predispositions genetically toward things like acne, joint issues, they will come to the forefront. There's nothing you're going to be able to do about it, no matter how natural you are. I rub mint oil on my joints quite often. I've just ran out of it. I need to order more or pick some up. Those things are going to come to light. For me, both my big toes on my feet are distended because I wore tack boots for a long time, and those joints became enlarged from the pressure from when I was heavier. So it has actually come to light more since I've lost over half my body weight. I've lost over 200 pounds. It actually has become more prevalent and noticeable because of the fact that I no longer have the pressure that's constantly on my joints. So the joint issues that I have are actually more prevalent. Now, I'm combating that slowly by going to the gym. and also still eating clean. And like right now, I've got a raw honey dandelion tea with a single drop of oregano oil, and it's strong. The thing you've got to realize about teas, well, let me get back to that. So I am doing mostly farmer's walk in a couple different variants, barbells or dumbbells, not barbells, dumbbells, and I alternate between 20 to 15 to 25, and I do that a couple times in the circumference of the common area. The common area is where they keep like all the free weights and stuff on one section of the gym. The square around it is 400 foot exactly. It does not take a long time to cover that distance. But when you're under load, your body reacts. And the way that it does that is it strengthens those areas around your body. Well, the opposite of that is that your joints also notice this, and your brain goes, hey, you're putting these things beyond their normal limits. My shoulders, my elbows, my knees, my ankles, I have a lot more strength in my muscles around those tendons and ligaments and joints, but they don't feel very good all the time. However, my core from the top to the bottom is so much better. I also, and it's important to state this, I go to the chiropractor 4 times a month minimum, and I go to the joint because it's $79 a month for 4 adjustments, where I was going before, it was 2 for $140. It used to be $50 a visit. He raised the cost. I didn't ask why. I just told him, sir, I know you're one of the best in the entire country, let alone the state. I can't afford that. I'm a blue collar worker, so I go to the joint, and all those people that are joints are certified. Some have their own practices outside of the days they work at the joint. In fact, quite a fair amount of them do, and they're very good. There are some that just don't work for me. Your body type will dictate that, and you will learn that from people you go to. Like the last one I went to on my last day, which was the 21st, before my bill cycle reset. He did way too hard, so I'm out of adjustment again because he just put stuff way too far back in place, and it shifted again. The static response was just not good with me. There are 2 guys that are at the normal place that's near where I work that are much better with me. And if you want that information, the joint has several locations. The one that I typically go to is off of Ray and 56th Street. It is on the southwest corner, basically, and it's kind of tucked away. There's by like some other body thing and Zumba or whatever kind of funky exercise it is. It's like nestled in between those places. Those people that work in there normally, there's a couple of older, tall guys that work in there. They're phenomenal. They use kinetics and reflexology in their work. The guy that did my last one did as well, but he just was too hard about it. I will warn you, there is one woman that goes around to the mall, and while she's decent at adjusting, she doesn't do nearly as much adjustment as some people would need. So unless you need a hardcore adjustment, she's fine. But if you need a real hardcore adjustment, you don't want to use her. And I don't remember her name. She's a nice lady. I'll give her that. She's got great bedside manner as a doctor. It's just that for somebody like me that needs to get adjusted fully, it just doesn't work. And she does not do traction on the neck. So I couldn't do with her. She's at the rural baseline location quite a bit. There's also a Chinese guy at one of the other spots that I don't go to anymore. And he's, Gilbert, and like, it's past Germain. It's way up there. He's just way too quick. Just in and out, and he's done, and he's quick and short with his movements and kind of violent about it, and he's not therapeutic at all. The 2 tall guys at the place that I typically go, and there's one other one that comes into that Gilbert and Germain area one. He's an older one that uses those newer types of technologies. They use a combination of those pressure point things and movement and do phenomenal. So I get 79 for for 4 adjustments a month, and every adjustment after that is like $10 out of pocket, which is like what the fuck ever. If I want to go extra times, I can do it, and it's $10, so I don't get a fucking Happy Meal. You know, it makes a big difference. If you're working out and you're redesigning yourself and making yourself more fit, it does you justice to have adjustments, because on my experience, and some people don't believe in chiropractors, they think it's witch doctor shit. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years, and it's been proven, just like acupuncture, acupressure, and Ayurvedic medicine. It is real. It predates the bullshit Western medicine. Sorry, it fucking works. If it is your cup of tea, seek out the joint. They're all certified. They're all phenomenal in their own way. Just figure out who your primaries should be, okay? And you know, it's a lot of adjustment to change your ways. It really is. Like, I have been a career alcoholic. I'll admit it. I've done myself no justice physically over the years by pushing myself into a whole bottle of Jack on average a week for 15, 20 years. Mechanically with food, I have obliterated myself. My standard breakfast for like 2 years straight was 4 to 5 taquitos from QT, a full 44-ounce cup of Dr. Pepper, and a coffee every morning. And I was almost 400 fucking pounds. You got to change the way that you think about things and go more natural. The doctors don't want you, and the food industry don't want you to know that they are in it together to keep you fucking sick and make money. It's that simple. They can't disguise it anymore. Too many people understand this. So even my nurse practitioner, she told me the last time I had my blood work, well, you know, your supposedly bad cholesterol and your good cholesterol are fairly even, so we're really not concerned. And I looked at her and I said, lady, the brain, the heart, and all the cells in the body use cholesterol as building blocks for repair. It was never about cholesterol. And you know, I had my blood pressure taken, my heart rate, and they're like, well, you're in a great range for those. I go, yeah, because I'm doing things naturally. I don't do any seed oils. I don't do any margarine. Margarine's like 3 molecules away from fucking plastic. I mean, you guys got, if you want to really change, you've got to go through the effort to do it. Even if it's walking around the block in your neighborhood, if you got to be armed, be armed. Fucking do it. Treadmills are not the thing, man. I'm in LA Fitness, by the way, and I love the facility I'm in. I'm only doing the rate for the single gym. I don't need to go to another one that's closest to my house. If I wanted to take the hour to walk there, I could. It'd take 5 minutes in the car. I'll take the car. I'll do my exercise at the fucking place, okay? But the thing with treadmills that I don't like is that they wear your knees. Ellipticals are supposed to be a low impact exercise. They fuck with my knees. Now that might be a little bit different now that I've dropped over 200 pounds. I have not tried them again yet. I've been doing the sit down bike. There's the circuit cycles. There's the reciprocal cycle that has the big fan in it. And they got a ton of different cycles. One set in a separate room and some out in the open. You can watch TV while you're doing it. It's a great thing. I get cardio. I get strength training. I've been working on, starting to work on my back muscles here, the triceps. Been busting it on these for a while. I do a lot of centric exercises to get these stronger. And I'm going to start, after doing more abdominals and getting my core even more tight, to start working on my shoulders and my lats a little bit, because not so much the shape, I want to get more strength in my upper rib cage. I have had such a huge stomach for so many years that my back muscles have been atrociously badass, but my front has had no support to counterbalance it. So it's a lot of things you really got to take into account when you're working out. My legs are strong as shit now from doing this farmer's walk. My whole body is like really raised its strength factor just from doing that. And I really do push myself pretty much to the edge of what my limit is. There have been a couple times where I felt good enough to really push myself beyond. But there are ways in which being healthier has affected me in ways that I really would not prefer it to, and that is showing me that my joints are just not good. My spine sucks. I really truly need to get much more in line with exercising consistently daily to get myself into a better frame, or I'm not going to survive much longer mobility wise. And I'm a fisherman. Fuck that. So I've done the other thing with the farmer's walk and with the dumbbell hand curls is that the muscles and tendons in the wrist, all through the forearm, even into like this one right here that jumps off the side, these muscles get stronger. They don't, if you're going for reps, they may not necessarily get bigger, but they will still get stronger and have more endurance. I've been going for taking the weight beyond the limit of what my wrist can handle. And what I'll do is we have in that gym, we have one of those benches where you can raise the back for a lot of dumbbell work. So what I do is I leave it flat and I get on my knees and I put my stomach up to it, and I take the bell and I put my arm on the bench and I do this, okay? After I've gone over the edge with my arm flat down toward the ground, parallel with the bench to the ground, and I do curls. I do them free curls because on the machine you're only targeting certain muscles, but I do explosive and targeted. So I'll start off with just straight up to just get this connection in here working, which has helped these immensely. And then when I'm done with that, I turn to the side because it gets this one in here to jump off. The overall size of my arms has grown back like an inch so far. I have not been in the gym nearly as much as I should be. This last week and a half has just been very sporadic. I've had a lot of shit going on, so I will be getting in there again. It is a life changer. If you do not separate some of your regular monthly income and go to the gym, you're really truly missing out. I really want to impart that to anybody that sees this video. It is a different form of life. You don't really think about it until you actually start doing it. And there are people that are in there like every fucking day. And there's some that are in there like every other day. There's one guy in particular that I've had to tell to back off like 5 times now, that the people that work there have their eye on, who is one of those members that pays for like some super like high-end membership. So I think he thinks he's untouchable. I'm an old man and I don't need people to be up in my shit and accuse me of shit. And this idiot, I'm a tactically minded individual. I watch the gym from every angle because I want to see if something jumps off, because people do get in fights in the gym and shit happens. And this guy keeps thinking I'm looking at all the girls around the gym. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm a 53-year-old single man. I don't give a fuck about the women around me. I truly fucking don't. I want to make myself fucking healthier. I'm not in there to ogle at ass. I don't care if they put their fucking onesies and leotards on. I don't give a fuck. And point of fact, there's been 2 or 3 of them that have walked up to me and had conversations with me because they understand that's what I'm not there to do that. And this guy said that to me one day, and this girl walks up to me and she goes, I know for a fact you're not doing that. I go, thank you for realizing that, because there's so many videos of these youngsters that are trying to shame men for ogling at them when the men are just trying to get the fucking machine. She's like, yeah, I know, it's an epidemic. I go, well, I'm glad you see that, because I'm just glad some of you are on our side. She goes, yeah, it's mostly the younger 18 to 25 somethings are just fucking brainless these days. I said, thank you for noticing that. I need allies like you. She's like, well, you and I can talk because I can tell you're in here to benefit your existence. I said, you certainly are right. I'm so tired of being out of shape. Now, getting away from the gym talk. Well, let's stick with that for a second. Planet Fitness is a fucking joke. It's all circuit type equipment. If you make anything louder than a fucking whisper, they get at you for grunting, which is fucking stupid. They only go to a certain weight level. When I went in there, the staff was fucking rude. EOS is worse. They got more equipment and a great layout, but they are opinionated assholes, and their parking lot is always fucking packed. And there's no way, with the reports from people I even know that have left EOS because of getting overcharged and extra charges for shit that never ended, like the personal trainers, that I will ever be a member there. I have had nothing but a great time with LA Fitness. Now, if that changed, I might be inclined to get a home gym, but it has not. And the Joint and LA Fitness are the first two entities in my entire existence since having a bank account that I've ever allowed automatic withdrawal. I am very adamant about security on things like accounts because cybersecurity is an important factor these days. So I allowed that. I'm considering Verizon, maybe, because it saves me $10 a month, and perhaps even my car payment. But I don't know, man. I don't trust that shit. But anyway, one factor I have noticed with my weight loss is that even though I've dropped over 200 pounds, I still have love handles. I still have back fat. I still got titty fat. So I know that I need to get my my heart rate and my metabolism rate when I'm working out to a higher level. So I need to start balancing between doing workout days for just working out muscle tone and days for just doing cardio. And days for mixing both together, because so far most of what I've been doing has been mixing both together. I typically do the weight stuff, get it out of the way, and then get right on the exercise bike. And I've got to get away from just having that routine. I'm always going to start off with farmer's walk because you get that static charge of the elevating of weight on your body, and it makes you have a lot more of a sense of lightness and ease when you do other things. So it really is an incredible exercise. Now, the two that I primarily do are the dumbbells to the sides, and you pull yourself as straight as you can with your spine, and you just dead walk. Now, I do it at a fairly rapid pace because I'm on a covered distance and get that endurance of walking. And I've noticed since doing it for a couple months that my pace in general is way more. Even though my stride is the same, because my mechanics of my body are the same, the mechanics of my muscle tone and endurance is much different, and there's less effort to do the same thing. So it's faster, especially when I want to be fast. I'm like, holy shit, I covered all that already? I'm not 6'5". It's phenomenal. It's such a massive fucking difference. But I have things I need to improve on. My resting heart rate is okay. I have not pushed myself on the exercise bike outside of the fat burn mode. I started on the cardio. I need to get back to that and see where it takes me. I need to get on the elliptical, the recumbent bike with the fan. I need to do more of that stuff, and I know that. But in general, I'm just doing a lot better because of the fact that I'm living as naturally as I can. I know at some point in time I really kind of need to get away from the beer and the spirits. It's just really not doing me any good anymore. But I like beer, I mean, what can I say? It's an experience. It will take time. You will not have it happen overnight. It has taken me over 6 years to drop 200 pounds. It just has, and it's taken me a significant investment because I'm buying better foods. And, because of the fact that I'm living cleaner, I really don't put so much influence on washing my vegetables and fruits off before I use them. I really kind of need to do that. I have fairly steady intake of banana because I like the potassium level of it, and the sugars are easy for the body to break down without needing the pancreas, by the way. Most fruits, you don't need involvement with the pancreas, unlike processed sugar. I like avocados. I love avocados. And I'm trying to steer more away from carbohydrates like the tortillas and whatnot, but being that I live in a household where my primary roommate that owns the house is a Latina female, and a brilliant and beautiful human being, by the way, it's a fair amount of that going on. So I need to kind of steer myself further away from that. I'm not eating at Peter Jungle as much as I was. I mean, I was going there 3 to 5 times a week some days, or some months. And I've been going there for, most of my weight loss journey now. But I've got some good friends, core friends that I've met there, and that's another influence. You find a healthy restaurant that you are a regular at. I mean, you're gonna get the influence of other people around you that are gonna have the same type of mindset. So there's social influence as well. There's the social influence of gym life where people get to know you. I could kind of keep to myself, but there are some people that know me well enough that they talk to me now. I suppose if I get into more of a routine and more consistent, maybe that'll change and I'll have even more of that. I don't know. I will just tell you that starting to have more pure coffees, starting to have more tea, which I've always been kind of a tea person, but I've also done all the other nasty shit. They are healing things. They are therapeutic things. It's not that they are outright changing your body, but your body is working better because of those things. So you have the ability to clean out better. You have the ability to have more energy. Now, one of the things that I fight the most with this influence of my organs working better is I tend to get acne, which is a genetic thing in my mom's side of the family that I got cursed with. It's one of the reasons that there's hair on my head right now, because I'll shave my head and then it'll respond by breaking out, and I have to keep it clean until they go away enough for me to shave my head again. I also have where it gets in on my face quite a bit. It has been a very hard journey to endure. And, it makes me not very pretty. But, I'm looking for health. I'm not looking to look oh so pretty, My Fair Lady bullshit. I'm looking to survive for a while. I'd like to get to a point where my car is paid off and I don't have any outstanding bills before I fucking die, So, and there's a lot more fish out there to catch. There's a lot more fish out there to catch. And I'm multi-species, so I really don't hold to one species over another. I am a higher level finesse bass fisherman. I've compartmentalized my techniques to the point where I've actually done myself no justice by not expanding, so I'm trying to kind of re-expand what I do. But I am an assassin within the techniques that I use. And it's an activity outdoors, so I get my vitamin K and stuff like that from the sun. But I still wear UV guard, long sleeves, hat. I still get the UV radiation to an extent, and the vitamin K still is an influence, even if it's not directly hitting you. And I love things like carp because carp is just easy. Being an older individual, I'd rather sit instead of move. So I try to do a lot of carp fishing. Well, not to mention the fact that if you get like a 2-pound carp, it's like a 10-pound bass. The fight is insane. So it's also a part of my health journey because it's my Zen activity. It keeps me peaceful. So just think about factors like that when you're factoring in trying to have a healthier life. My biggest thing that I need to improve is my teeth. There is a dental school out there local that I got to look it up again, but they pay for the implants. The only thing you're paying out of pocket for is like the more cosmetic tooth work, like veneers and caps and stuff like that. Now, I know I've got a fair amount of some of those to do. I've got a cracked on one diagonal side tooth here. I've got one up here that broke and the filling got so rotted that it folded behind itself, so it's in two pieces. I got a couple here that need to be drilled and filled. I got issues. I got a receding gum line that I've been trying to treat. I've been using oregano oil, I've been using clove oil in my regular Listerine, non-fluoride, because fluoride's toxic, nasty shit. I use fluoride-free, non-toxic toothpaste that is essential oil and nature-based. So I put a drop or two of clove oil in my Listerine. That's what I mouthwash after I'm done. And let me tell you something, it is powerful shit. and I have had some improvement, but I've been fighting my teeth my whole life. My parents did not pay, they could not afford to get my TMJ and the right side operated on, so I got a permanent pop hinge over here. They were not able to do braces. They were able to get caps and fillings and stuff like that, but those things, they wear out over time. And unfortunately, the genetics in my family on both sides for oral, for teeth, is not good. There are some families where their ancestry has perfect teeth. My roommate's one of them. She barely has to do anything to keep her teeth perfect. It's just kind of has how the cookie crumbles. So I'm not abusing my teeth with the high fructose man-made sugars anymore, like the sodas and the table sugar and the heat-treated honey. I'm using raw, pure stevia sweeteners, pure raw honey, which by the way also does not require the pancreas breakdown, and in fact improves insulin resistance. So there's a lot of things that are going on that I'm trying to do better, but the acne part of it really sucks. I hate it. I need to get these teeth fixed. I need to get a hold of that dental school and at least get the implant part of things done and do things in stages. I'm trying to improve my health to be better for another job if I can possibly get another job, because as much as I love where I work and love the people I work with, and I'm getting good pay, I still can't afford to live on my own because of the way that today's economy and society is. I just don't have the income for it. I would like to have the income for it, and if I wiped out my bank account, I could pay off my car and afford it. But I can't wipe out my bank account. I'm 53 fucking years old. What if something happens? At least I got full medical care, which by the way costs way too much in this fucking country. Thankfully, I have been able to not be on any pharmaceuticals so far, and I plan to keep it that way my rest of my natural life. And I also have, I'm going to disclose this because I'm not afraid to share it, I have a form of depression that some doctors call walking depression, which means that everything could be perfectly okay and I'm still depressed. And my life is not bad, but I am depressed a lot. I am very lonely. I am a very sexual Pisces. I love getting laid. I love it. I love making a woman moan. I love the feel of a woman being pleasured. I like the closeness. I like touch. I like caress. And it's not wrong for a man to have emotion like that. I know I'm in touch with my masculine and feminine sides. I'm not afraid to admit that. We all have them. Hell, women have more testosterone than men because they got to bleed once a month and give birth. It's part of their body structure. So why would I be afraid of the fact that I still got some estrogen in my body even though I still got testosterone? I'm not going to be afraid of it. I'm not going to be afraid of being a sexual creature, but I don't get a lot of attention that way anymore, even though I know I can make them sweat and go, oh my God, where did you learn that? And, other such things be said, because I've had it proven quite often in the past. I don't get those offers anymore. Another reason I'm working out and trying to be more healthy, I want to make my appearance better. I ain't the most gorgeous person in the world naturally. I got a butt like Snuffleupagus. I need to work on that. Sure, I'm strong, but I got a fluff butt going on. It ain't the nicest thing looking in the world. I know it's not. I've seen it in the mirror. I'm like, God damn, I need to work on this. I got man titties still, even though I'm strong as an ox. I still got a belly. There's things I need to work on, hence why I'm at LA Fitness. So, I'd like to make myself appealing to the female species. I won't call them part of the human species, because men and women both, we may be human, but we're way fucking different. So I call them the female species. And the ones that are crossing over either way, this way and that, I don't know what to call them. They can do whatever they want. I got no problem with you living how you want, but I don't know what the hell. Whatever. I'm just trying to be healthy and survive long enough to see what other kind of jackassery happens around the world and in this fucking country.